What's going on, guys? It's NQ Thief here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the trading strategy that brought me from being completely unprofitable to profitable in less than 6 months. And I'm going to break down literally every single thing that plays a part in my strategy that made me have this setup show up almost every single trading day that follows under my rules and under my criteria of what I find as a permissible trading day. So, first, we're just going to go to a random day in the market, right? So, actually, let me move this. All right, we're just gonna literally just go to like a random day. I'm just gonna keep clicking so I can go 3 minute time frame. All right, just literally just some random day. All right, November 21st on a Friday. All right, so we're gonna go to 9:30 a.m. Right, and the first thing in my strategy that I look for is my main targets are SMTs and areas of where liquidity is targeting, right? And those two things alone brought my trading from 0 to 100 basically. All right, so as you can see right here on the 4 hour time frame, we have a huge fair value gap that is permissible for us to come back into this range and retest all of this liquidity resting up here, right? So that is going to be our targets. And the next thing that we're going to look for is any SMTs that either formed on NQ or ES during this time that we were on the 4 hour time frame. The only SMTs that I find valid are 4 hour and 15-minute SMTs that actually play a part. And as you can see, there's not really any on here. There's not really any at these highs. We took out rest and liquidity. No SMTs up here. Actually, yeah. All right. So on ES, we took out this high, but on NQ we didn't, and then we ended up delivering off of this, right? So we're just gonna mark out this high to this point right here. Same thing on NQ. It's just gonna be this high to this point right here, and that's the exact same candle. And this is our bearish S&T that we had, and we came up and retested this area and failed to sweep it again. All right. So what are we gonna do next? So next thing, a part of my strategy is the 15-minute time frame. When we go into the 15-minute time frame, we look for lows and highs, and also secondary fair value gaps where price might come into within this open range, right? So I know I'm going fast, but that's because the strategy is genuinely this simple. And yeah, all right. So you're just gonna mark out equal highs, equal lows, areas where price is most drawn to, fair value gaps on the 15-minute time frame. Same thing on ES, and yeah. All right. So we have this marked out. We're just gonna mark out this high right here on let's see equal high. All right. So oh shoot, that should not be 120. It should be 20. All right. So now we're gonna go down to the 3 minute time frame. On the 3 minute time frame, that's where we find all of our executions and what we're gonna be targeting, right? So the main thing that we're gonna look for is displacement candles, rebalance candles, soup sequence failed, reverse sequence failed, BISU disrespects, SIBI disrespects, or vice versa respects. And then we also like to find bounces off of consequent encroachment levels. So we're just gonna play this like it's the actual market. It is gonna go in times 2 speed, and what we're looking for is speed and efficiency off of New York Open to take out either a high, which is probably gonna take out these highs, or either lows. So it's not really volatile. Oh, I'm a little slow. All right, cool. So we tap into this FEG right here, and my entry mostly presents itself at 9:39 to 9:45. So our next candle should be a rebalance candle or just straight delivery. So rebalance, we're gonna take and then target 30 points, TP. Literally as simple as that, and that's our trade. Literally here, target 30 points, 30, 30. All right, 30, 30. And then the entry over here. All right, so that's literally as simple as the strategy is. Well, it's actually up here, and yeah, it's simple as that. I don't know what else I have to explain. Like, well, the actual entry was right here. Target 30 points, and then normally, like, okay, so let's say we're in real market time, right? And we see straight delivery off of that. We're gonna target the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap 100%, 100 out of 100 times. That's gonna be our target, and our take profit is just gonna be around like 3 points above the consequent encroachment level. So yeah, all right. Let's go to the next day, or actually, let me just explain why why this trade played out and why my conviction was what it was. So we have this resting 15-minute fair value gap holding under this range that we're inside of right now, right? Which is right here. All right. So our entry was actually within the 0.5 and the 0.38 level, and that's where our entry should be every single time. And like you can literally just put a limit order for whatever your bias is based off the higher time frame, and you'll bank TP every single time. I promise you. Yeah. All right. So as far as that, this is the strategy that took me from being consistently unprofitable to profitable, right? Um, well, not this, but this target 30 points. The market always gives you 30 points every single session, and it's just something that's given, right? We'll just go to another random day, right? So let's clear a chart, remove, remove. All right, reset price. All right, actually, let me do a little bit of teaching for you guys real quick. All right, so whenever we're looking at price, right? So on the 4-hour time frame, we have something like this, fair value gap right here, this. All right, so when we have something like that, what we're going to be targeting is this range right here, right? In the CE, which the consequent encroachment is the middle level of every single imbalance in the market. The CE is what we're most likely targeting, right? So 4-hour time frame, we have this, and then versus we go to like the 15-minute time frame, we have this, this. Cool. All right. And same, literally same thing. Fair value gap is just at different points, right? So the fair value gap would be like right here. But on 4-hour time frame, it's not really in the same range. So that's the difference between these two, right? But then on the 3-minute time frame, we have all this resting liquidity, right? My bad. My drawings on these are like always horrible, but who cares? I'll just do like this, up here, down, 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 up, down, up, down. All right, okay. And then what we have right here is we have this left high, and we have this low down here. And mind you, this is the 3-minute time frame, right? So on the 3-minute, this is what our chart looks like. And then we mark out the fib level from the high to the low, right? And then this is where our entry, if we're going for shorts, right? Market open, comes up, takes out 0.79, right? Tries to test this area, fails. Price doesn't want to come up here yet because we still have that resting liquidity from the fair value gap that we marked on the 4-hour time frame. Let's just pretend like the fair value gap is this whole range right here, right? Then we get the retest of price after a rebalance. So our main thing that we look for is rebalance areas, right? So we get this, right? Displacement, rebalance up, and then full speed and efficiency down to the downside. One resoup candle, rebalance candle, and a straight speed and efficiency outside of this range into this area. And bam, that's our entry right here, right? As soon as we break to this range, you can target 60 points or you can target 30 points. It doesn't matter. You just enter as soon as we break out of the range and start targeting the next strong liquidity. You could target the lows, but if we have a 4-hour FVG or anything resting that's on higher time frame holds strength versus lower time frame it holds weakness. And yeah, and that's literally it. Let's just go over another day. Well, this is already that day to go over it. All right, so we're straight chop in March, bro. I forgot how bad March was. All right, so we have a fair value gap right here. It's not a big one. I think it's just 4-hour fair value gap that we're actually inside of right now. Price came, retested this area, starts rejecting off of it. Cool. And then we mark out highs. We check ES if there's any SMTs. Yep, SMT, bearish SMT at these highs, resting up here. So I guess we'll mark out this. All right. So we have bearish SMT holding at these highs, which caused the bearish movement down. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for price to reject off of this or continue displacing down to these lows, right? What we can do is also come back into this area, retest because ES still has to take this high that NQ took, right? So we're gonna go down to the 15-minute time frame, and now we're gonna look what price is doing inside of this range. So we're consolidating inside of this range of this 4-hour fair value gap. All right, we're just gonna mark the low on NQ. And I'm just gonna mark out that same low on ES to see what price is doing. All right, so we also have a bullish SMT at these lows right here, right? What is our target during New York session? To take out these lows. So I'm pretty bearish for the day. All right, so now we're just gonna do the same thing. Let price play out. All right, candle balance into that range, into this fair value gap right here. I want to see displacement either higher or anything lower. All right, and then I want to see complete displacement out of this range, or we just long it because we're targeting no right there. And then 30 points, 30 points. TP. All right. And yeah, simple as that, guys. So let me mark out wherever I was. 54 was my entry. All right, and then 30 points. Holy crap. I hate this thing, bro. Oh my god. All right, cool. So 30 points, target low at 54, whatever that was. All right, yeah, something like that. And then that was our trade, and then you smack CP every single time. Like it's generally that simple. Target 30 points, find the draw, find the rebalance, find everything you need to find. And I literally have a whole breakdown. This is just a speed run through my strategy, just to show um how simple and easy it is. We'll just do one more day. Let's go April 23rd. All right. Okay. So, all right. I think this is when we're in all-time highs. Yeah, all-time highs is so hard in April, bro. But whatever. All right. During this time, I actually traded gold and didn't know what I was talking about. This is when I first started trading, like around like March, April, area, and it's currently August, and I'm 50K payout profitable. So let's go. All right, these are still valid. We never had candle closure out of this fair value gap right here. Same thing on ES. Hopefully, no, ES is different. All right, so on NQ, this fair value gap is valid. On ES, is invalid. So we're gonna see how this imbalance creates anything. Do we have any? Yes, we have a bearish S&T resting at these highs. I'm not even gonna mark it out because that's important. Because we can tell that's gonna form our bias. So I'm pretty um bearish on the day to come back into this range, and this is where we're just gonna target at 30 points. Then we also have this resting high up here that New York Open might take out. 50-minute. So we should mark out this high. All right, we formed another bearish S&T on NQ that just backs our bias for the day. All right, so we're just gonna play this candle by candle. Just hope it's not chop, bro. That suck. All right, so we see that price is coming up into this range up here, and then we're gonna most likely we're just gonna mark the range of this area. Also, we have a huge data wick up here too. All right, so we're just gonna mark the range of this area. Actually, no, I'm not even gonna mark the data wick in here. All right, all right. So what we could do is fully wait for a rebalance off this range right here. Once we get up into this area, cool. Oh shoot. Well, I'm going to bar back. I was about to say you could short off of right here, right, and take the rebalance down to 0.5. So TP loss. All right. Yeah, and TP. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's my strategy. Peace out, guys. Stay profitable.